We had a winner, everybody. Finally, one of you who left a comment in yesterday's video just won a weekly pass to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Welcome back, or welcome here for the first time. Good evening, good morning, whatever it is. Welcome back, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NBA DFS video. We finally had a winner. Matthias Gonzalez was a winner multiple times for MLB. Picked Sabonis for 66, and I think Sabonis went off for 77.5 fantasy points. So what am I talking about? So Matthias, you can comment your username on the website in this video if you want, or you can email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. We'll get you set up for a weekly pass, which will include right now a week of NBA, week of NFL, and week of PGA DFS. Super simple, super easy, and super free. So what am I talking about? Anytime any of these videos get at least 50 likes, you leave a comment, you are a YouTube subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of whatever sport is in for that week. If the video gets 100 likes and you leave a comment, you have a chance to win a monthly pass. 125 likes, a chance to win a yearly pass. And if any video ever gets 150 or more likes, you leave a comment, you are a YouTube subscriber, you have a chance to win a lifetime pass to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. That is step one. That is one way to win. The second way is exactly what Matthias did. Like the video, subscribe, and tell me who's going to score the most amount of DraftKings fantasy points on this slate, and how many fantasy points are they going to score. So 66 was the guess, 77 was the highest scoring. You won because you did not go over. We can have multiple winners a day. Actually, technically you can't unless you guys tie. So, same thing with this video. Tell me who's going to score the most amount of fantasy points, how many are they going to score. If you get it without going over, you will win a free week of DFS content. If you correctly guess the player and the exact fantasy points on DraftKings on any given night, you're going to win a free year. This week is a free year of content. So, super easy and super simple. Welcome back, everybody, or welcome for the first time. We had a bunch of new subscribers last night. We're very excited. What we do here, anytime we have at least 5 games on the slate, we give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position, which is this article right here, which would be awesome if you guys could click the link down below and check this out. We also have a Discord channel where we share a bunch of stuff. Want to get the talk going back and forth for NFL this weekend, PGA, sports betting, NBA, whatever we have. So definitely check that out. All of the links in the description will help you out. So we're going to go over this article. We're going to go over the Vegas numbers. We're going to look at some of the players that are currently out, and we'll go from there. So anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. We're going to go over the article with the players at each position. These are basically floor projections. As long as there's not a blowout, these are basically what the players will get as floor. We do simulations, so we have DFS simulations. So the simulations, we do 2,000 simulation to start in the morning, and then we do by the end, if you go check out everything about 2 hours before tip-off, the simulations are after running 10,000 simulations. So simulations are AI simulations for DFS and sports betting as well. So looking at that, we're just going to kind of look at the over-unders real quick. Give me a second. This was not the one I was going to show you. Hold on. This is what I was going to show you. So these are opening lines. They have not updated yet, obviously, when I'm recording this. But throughout the day, I highly suggest go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Check out everything we have to offer in here. NBA odds, the fantasy points allowed by position, our top plays, which are DFS related. They are implied team totals, and they are DVP if you're into that. So looking at for some reason, there's 10 games on the slate, but there's only 8 games to play for DFS. So if you guys know why these last 2 games are not on the slate, maybe I can't figure it out. I really don't, and maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. But you'll see. We've got 8 games on the slate. The last 2 are not available right now. So we got Minnesota versus Boston, a closer game, -6 spread. Horford might be out. Porzingis might be out. So really liking me Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards. If those guys are out for Boston, it is a bump for me for Minnesota. 224.5 over under there, and it's a slight money line favorite for Boston. We got Washington versus Indiana. Indiana is going to be the favorite. They have a very high pace of play here. Their over-unders are very big. We've got an over-under of 251 right now. Indiana does have an 8-point spread. And we look at this, and Halliburton's going to be out for a while, so that will open up some value, which we will talk about. Sacramento versus Charlotte, 234.5 over-under. Sacramento's a 6.5-point favorite right now. San Antonio versus Detroit, 239 over-under. San Antonio is a 2-point favorite. Philly versus Atlanta. We've got Atlanta right now as a 2-point favorite. Trae Young is questionable, but it looks like it's going to be probable. And then Joel Embiid is out again, so that will open up some value for Philly. 244.5 over-under right now, with Atlanta being a slight favorite there. Then we got OKC versus Miami. OKC is only a 2.5-point favorite right now. Money line 175, 234.5 over-under. Then we've got Houston versus Chicago, 216 over-under, very low over-under, with Chicago being a 3.5-point favorite. Then we got the Saints. We've got the Pelicans versus Golden State, only a 1-point favorite for Golden State right now, 233 over-under. And then Denver versus Utah and Toronto versus the Clippers, they are not on this slate. And I don't know why. I'm very confused as to why the main slate only has 8 games. But neither here nor there. That's what we've got going on. So that being said, we'll go over the article and then we'll go into some plays on DraftKings. So if you like the video, please hit the like button. I know it's annoying, but clicking on the ads definitely helps us out, and it's super free. You don't have to do anything but click on the ads. Are they annoying? Yes, but it does definitely help us out. So that being said, I absolutely love SGA today. I think he is projected currently as the highest scoring player. Now, whether or not he's going to score more than 51, it's easy. But we were never going to project out like 95 for like Giannis or Luka. So we're never going to. That just will never happen. So looking at this, point guards, we got SGA at 51 fantasy points, Trae Young, who is probable, at 48, Steph Curry 44. Mid-tier 4 here is Dejounte Murray 36, Derek White 35, and Kobe White 35. And then value point guards, we've got Malik Monk at 31, Josh Giddey 30, and Tyus Jones at 29. Now, I've mentioned this in multiple videos, but maybe this is the first time you've been here. These value plays will change and open up throughout the day once other players are ruled completely out. The game time decision guys, the questionable guys. So that is definitely something. We will have chalk plays. We showed those on our Discord yesterday. We have a bunch of stuff. So the Discord link will be down below as well. So moving to the shooting guard, again, I do like some Minnesota players if value does open up with Boston players sitting. Anthony Edwards at 44. Would not be surprised if he gets more than that for sure. Terry Rozier here at 42. Jaylen Brown 40. Mid-tier, Devin Vassell 35. Drew Holiday 33. Jaden Ivey 31. And then value as of now for shooting guard, Benedict Mathurin 31. Klay Thompson 30. And Jalen Green at 30. Moving on to the small forward, we got Jason Tatum at 51, Brandon Ingram 40, DeMar DeRozan 37. Mid-tier, Bojan Bogdanovic here at 31, Denny Avdija at 31, Kelly Oubre Jr. at 30. And then your value, Alec Burks at 27, Herbert Jones 25, and Bruce Brown also at 25. Moving to power forward right now, Victor Wembanyama at 43. His price tag, I don't like the projection right now at his price tag. Probably not going to pay up for him. Got Miles Bridges 40, Karl Anthony Towns 37. If Horford is out, if Porzingis is out, Karl Anthony Towns could easily hit 50-plus fantasy points. I love him if those two guys are out. Mid-tier, Jalen Johnson 34, Jalen Williams 34, and Keldon Johnson 33. And then value, Sadiq Bey 27, Naz Reid at 35 or 25, and Aaron Nesmith at 24 fantasy points. Then we move on to the center position. Again, it's kind of a crapshoot for center right now. Sabonis here at 49 fantasy points, Bam Adebayo at 43, Alperen Sengun at 40. Mid-tier, Chet Holmgren 37, Nikola Vucevic at 35, Jalen Duren at 34, and then some value maybe. I don't know how much value I'll actually play or use in this, but we've got Nick Richards at 28, Daniel Gafford 27, and Kevin Love at 27 fantasy points as well. So those are some of the projections. If you go here to FTA, you can sign up for FTA Plus. We have monthly, yearly, or lifetime. We also have sports betting as well with the NBA. And all of our passes, they are not sports specific. So if, once MLB is back, that'll be included if you get a year. NBA, currently it's NBA, NFL, PGA. NASCAR will be back next month. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. We did dabble in some MMA, and we're doing really well, but just no one was looking at it. So that is why I tell you, if you go to the website, go check it out, because if I see these tabs having views, we will add stuff back. So definitely, if you guys are interested, PGA, definitely check that out. We absolutely killed it to start the year. Was awesome. It was our best week ever. So with NBA, with anything, we do have cheat sheets, optimal lineups. The optimal lineups are a good starting point. They are not a copy paste. That is it. If you're just looking to buy lineups, go somewhere else. We do have them as a starting point, but don't just copy paste. You got to make it a little bit your own, change it up a little bit. So that being said, we just kind of look at the big names. Halliburton, he's going to be out for weeks, 2 weeks. So, that's going to open up some value. Ball is still out. We know that. So let's just go. Like I said, Minnesota guys that I like if, in fact, Boston guys are out. Towns, Edwards, Gobert. Those are the big three that I would look at if both Porzingis and Horford are both out. With them possibly being out, that will open up some value. So with Horford being out, power forward, is Cornette going to get that minutes played? He's not really getting the minutes. 10 to 15 minutes is what he's looking at. If Horford's out and Porzingis is in, I would look good, but they are trying to ease Porzingis back in there. So it just depends on who's going to get the run and the minutes for center. So outside, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, those are the two ones that I feel confident. Derek White a little bit. Drew Holiday, I believe, is going to be in, so he's also good. But just value should open up in this game. We just kind of have to wait for it. We look at this game, Washington, Indiana. Halliburton is out, so that obviously will bring us to a point guard. Is TJ McConnell going to be that dude? Game logs, he got an uptick in minutes once Halliburton was out. So, but they have priced him up. They've priced him up. They've priced us out of him basically. Went 4,800 to 6,700. So can he go off? He could. Does he have a good matchup? He does. He has one of the best matchups. Washington is very bad on defense against every single team or every single position. I believe Washington still gives up the most amount of fantasy points in a game per average to every single position. So again, it just kind of looks, is it going to be Nimhard here? It just depends. The minutes weren't there. So I think it's, you could do multiple lineups. If you think it's going to be Nemhard here instead of McConnell, we could play the little salary game and go a little bit lower. Again, don't have a ton of news, but yeah, they've really priced up TJ McConnell, probably priced out of there for sure. Trae Young should be in. He is probable, so I fully expect him to play. Fully expect Holiday to play. Kind of what we're looking at. Chris Paul being out is going to open up some value here. I guess open up value for Golden State. Steph Curry's obviously the number one. Brandon Podziemski might open up some value there. You could kind of look into that if that's kind of what you're looking for. Again, on the cheat sheet we have usually 5 to 6 plays at each position for both cash, and then 5 to 6 plays for tournaments. If we feel comfortable, we have pivot plays, we have leverage plays, we have DraftKings tiers if you're into that. We've got optimal lineups, which again, don't just copy paste. We've got a ton of stuff for you. So just kind of looking at this, if you're just looking at these games, Sacramento with Ball being out, De'Aaron Fox I love, Terry Rozier I love, Malik Monk I'm looking at. That's probably it. There's not a ton that I love in this game. I won't lie to you there. Well, that was just point guard. Sabonis is our number one center today. 10,000. His price is getting steep, but he's got a great matchup against Charlotte. They are not very good. As you can see, they overall 28 out of 30th often opponent ranking. So he's got a good matchup. You got De'Aaron Fox, Rozier, Bridges, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray. I would use. It's probably Keegan Murray up that I would use in this game here for either team. San Antonio versus Detroit. It really just depends if we're going to get let down by Detroit yet again. Wembanyama at 8,900. He's averaging 45. That's only 5 times value. Again, if you're playing cash, you need upwards of at minimum 6 to 6.5 times value at each position. So we would still need basically another 10 fantasy point average out of him to get what we need. Devin Vassell, I like. Duran really let us down. It is the second game of a back-to-back. He let us down with 33 fantasy points at 7,100. So again, you need 6 to 6.5 times value. If you're playing him in tournaments, you need 7, 7.5, upwards of 8 times value for the majority of your plays. Keldon Johnson, I like. Jaden Ivey, Bogdanovich. These are guys. Tyus Jones, Jeremy Sokin. Those are little ones that I like. Not going to be playing them all, obviously. But those are just plays that jump out to me. With Philly, Embiid being out, here's the big kicker. Which player is going to get you the points? So we've played this game. Paul Reed seems to have been the one that, will benefit the most. 24.5 there. The couple of games with him back, didn't play. The 30th, when he was out, 34.25. Now, this is where it's been up and down. One game, Paul Reed had, the hot hand. The other game, Mo Bamba had the hot hand. So you just kind of look at this 17 minutes, 17.75 fantasy points. It's probably not going to be Mo Bamba, but again, you never know how Philly's going to go. So if you are one that makes multiple lineups, I would have one with Mo Bamba as a center, and I would have one with Paul Reed if you go in that direction with a Philly center on this one. Then you got Atlanta, obviously with Trae Young, he's going to play. Clint Capella is questionable. He's got right Achilles soreness. It's been very hit or miss when he plays, so just that is something, if he is out, that should open up some value here. But yeah, it would just depend on who's playing. Bogdanovich, I don't mind. Sadiq Bey, I like. It's probably going to be Onyeka and Kongwu it would be him if he's out. Looking at his price at 4,800, he would be a value. Okongwu would be definitely a value that I would. If Clint Capella is out, this is going to open up value here at 4,800. That would be one that I would look at. And that's probably as low as I would go salary-wise with those guys. OKC versus Miami. SGA, I absolutely love him. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Herro. Chet Holmgren, I'd look at. Jalen Williams, Josh Giddey, Jaquez Jr., Kevin Love is a tournament option, is what I would look at. That's as low as I would go down there. So we get off this game. We go to the last two. So Houston for Chicago. Terry Eason is out. Dylan Brooks is out. So that will open up. But Sengun, I don't mind. You're paying up at center. Fred VanVleet, I don't mind here. Nikola Vucevic, I absolutely love. He's got a great matchup here, averaging 38.2. Obviously, we need right around 45 to 50 out of him. I'm probably not going to get that, but now you don't need, on average, you need 8 times value to take a tournament down. You don't need every player to hit that. Let's say you have a player that's minimum priced. He hits 10 times value. That's going to open up a little bit. The value opens up with the pricing, and then his fantasy points open up as well. So I do like Vucevic. I do like Kobe White. Andre Drummond, game log-wise, he's playing the minutes. He had a good game here. Every other game, it seems like he's had some good games. 56.75, 40.25, 40 on the dot. He is playing Houston, depending on if people are out. Trying to see if he's played Houston this year. Doesn't look like it. So Drummond at 6,500 is a little expensive for a center position. I I think I'd rather, he's 6,500, averaging 22.6. I'd probably pay up a little bit more, not right here, 7,300 for Vucevic, who's averaging more. So it's kind of what I'd look at there. And then New Orleans versus Golden State. Steph Curry makes sense. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. I'm probably off of Williamson. He is questionable. Don't know if he's going to, contusion was Friday. Did play Sunday, so he hasn't played since the 5th. So something to look at. He'll probably play, though, I would assume. McCollum, Valanciunas, I would look at 6,700. Klay Thompson, with Chris Paul being out for... I didn't even realize he had surgery. Fractured his hand on Friday. So he is out, so that won't really matter because you got Steph Curry there who's going to take over. But Klay Thompson, you're looking at. Draymond Green was back in, but he was reinstated, but he's got to get back to game speed, I guess. Might open up a little bit for Jonathan Kuminga, Trey Murphy III, Herbert Jones, I like. Jackson Davis, it's been hit or miss with him. I mean, he's 5,400 again. He got 40 there. It's exactly what we need. 27 minutes, 40 fantasy points. It's exactly what we need. But every time I've used him, he's gone for 8. I used him the 4th. He went for 8.5 fantasy points. He was part of a Golden State stack that I loved, and then he shit the bed. So really just depends on who you're going to get, the value that opens up. So go to check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Check out some value. Check out everything we have to offer. If you have questions, get those down below. Congratulations again, Matthias, for winning. If you guys want to win, it's easy. It's free. You just got to do the steps we said above. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck today. And as always, let's bring up some bacon. Peace.